Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Unger the Radar, where we talk all things film. And this is one of our movie commentaries. And we're also here to celebrate a very special day, which is actually going to turn into a very special month. I'm talking, of course, about Tom Hanks Day, International Tom Hanks Day, rather. And basically, this is an annual holiday that is celebrated. It actually originated in Chicago in 2004 by a group of friends, and I believe they started in a dorm room, and this eventually led into a celebration at a bar. And over the years, it has just expanded into bars across the world, pretty much. But with the pandemic, we must do this virtually, which is fine. I'm happy with that because I love Tom Hanks. He's my favorite actor, and any chance I get to talk about him is really great. Tonight, we're going to kick things off. We're going to kick off Tom Hanks month with one of Hanks' funniest comedies, in my opinion, The Money Pit. The Money Pit stars Hanks and Shelley Long as a young couple who decide to move into a seemingly beautiful house, only to find out that it is literally falling apart around them. Their relationship is also sort of falling apart throughout the movie, but in the end, everything is rebuilt and better than ever. So with me tonight to kick things off, we've got a wonderful panel. With me, we've got Mr. Jared Albert. Hey, Jared.
Hello there.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Chris Clemente, nice background.
Thank you. It's my house.
Very
now.
nice.
Looks good, looks good. Is that how it looks now, you think, or was it just a random?
I'm probably a shade off-white, probably now.
Gotcha. Coat of paint. Yep. Matt Roren, hey. Always a pleasure.
Always.
And Forrest Bennett, welcome, sir.
Hey, Randy, thanks for having me back on.
Definitely, anytime. And so, yeah, I mentioned a little bit about the history of Tom Hanks Day. It's a very special thing because they created it and got involved with this charity, Lifeline Energy, which basically provides energy to impoverished nations and areas of the world. And I should just mention that if you donate to Lifeline Energy between now and midnight Eastern Standard Time on April 2nd, that's your chance to win autographed Tom Hanks swag. Winners will be announced during the virtual event, which will take place April 3rd. That's the official, basically. It's the official Tom Hanks Day event, and the hashtag is THD 2021. So yeah, check that out. Go to Lifeline Energy. You could Google that and Tom Hanks Day for more information. So yeah, it's a great cause, and yeah, you get some free Hanks swag. So that's very cool. Also, I wanted to mention that I believe one of their swag might be this Wilson volleyball. Oh, hold on. Damn background.
There it is.
Yeah, that's well said. Well, okay. So that might be one of the swag, but I think you could also find it on Amazon too. So
I made my own. I just cut my hand. And
of course you did. Of course.
I actually had a Wilson volleyball like that back in the day.
Nice. So yeah, you get your own special friend on your deserted island. So you can't wish for a better thing. And attendees to that event on April 3rd will receive raffle tickets and a chance to win swag, just like the Wilson volleyball I showed you, and even possibly one of Tom Hanks' famous typewriters. So yeah,
there's a lot of them. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
How about Tom Hanks's goat leggings from Dragnet?
Oh, the sheep leggings.
Goat leggings.
Oh, they were goat. Yeah. I'll have to talk to them about that. Probably not, but
I want his hairnet.
We all do, Matt. We all do. Great way to start the commentary. Right. The Tom-mentary. And so this is the first collaboration between Hanks and Steven Spielberg. So
wow,
pretty cool.
I didn't even realize.
So you're doing first collaboration with Spielberg and then first collaboration with Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Spielberg produced Joe and versus Volcano.
Yep.
So there you go.
Okay. Interesting.
That would be a good show, Randy. Like Spielberg produced film.
You know what? I'll take you up on that.
Sometimes like he pops up in the weirdest film. Like I think he produced True Grit, which the Coen Brothers version, which I thought
Spielberg was involved with that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He also worked on a really cool LucasArts game back in the 90s called The Dig. It was like an action, like an adventure game for PCs.
Was it like Pitfall?
No, it was like kind of like you collect things and then use them together to advance in the game.
It's
and
like
stuff
Indiana Jones, but without the excitement.
Yes. No, it's really fun.
It's like Indiana Jones goes to work.
Just sits in his dusty office in the school.
I teach children.
Part time. And we got a very cheesy 80s theme song here.
That's one thing I miss about that's one thing I love about 80s movies. They always have a theme. They always had a theme. 80s movies. They always had a theme song.
No matter what.
Coming to America, Ghostbusters.
The Secret of My Success I think it had more than one song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think this probably represents every 80s film, like just a shot of like a metropolis, like a big city.
like New York or Chicago or Cleveland.
I just watched Vampire's Kiss, and I feel like this was the exact same intro.
That's a fun one too.
Oh my god.
I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire.
So you don't say.
So, okay, let's do first experiences with this movie. I think I had recorded this off cable in like the 90s on VHS and just watched the hell out of it.
Yeah.
That was my introduction. Matt, how about you?
It was on HBO constantly.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the early Hanks films I used to just watch religiously on HBO. This Big, Volunteers. I know you dislike that film a lot, but it's one of those movies I love just because I grew up on it. I just thought it was so much fun.
I like the premise. I like the premise of it, but I don't know. The execution was just really a letdown. And Hanks had this like weird snobby accent.
No,
I couldn't get into it. Like it lost me. It was not. It's that I consider that his worst film. So
Wow.
I think I may give it another shot because I do have it on DVD. I did buy it for real cheap, and I wanted to like complete my collection pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just remember not liking it at all.
I used to watch all those movies just like constantly. Like they were like it'd be like they'd show them like in a row. I'd just be like, I'm gonna be here all day. Like,
That's cool. Jared, how about you? What was your first experience with this movie?
I think my friend rented it at Blockbuster on VHS, of course, and I believe we watched it during a sleepover.
Perfect.
oh, nice.
Yes, so the ideal night.
I miss those like sleepover movies.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I remember sleepovers like where like we would always watch Excalibur and Monty Python and Holy Grail like every weekend.
Cool. I went to one sleepover. I forget. Maybe like 7 years old, 8 years old, and it was a big group, like almost 10 kids in this house, and we watched Masters of the Universe.
Oh,
Nice.
That was
good sleepover movie.
Yeah, it was perfect. But yeah, Forrest, how about you? What was your first experience like with this movie?
I think I remember seeing it on Comedy Central when I was a kid. And then Comedy Central. I'll admit, out of all of Hanks's comedies, this is one of the ones I've seen the least.
Really?
So I remember seeing it on Comedy Central, and then didn't watch it for a long time, and then found it on Netflix,
Hmm.
and like a few years ago, and watched it on there.
Okay.
Oh, when it comes to Hanks's comedies, yeah, like I said, this is one of the ones I have watched the least. When I've seen Dragnet, and I've probably seen Dragnet, Splash, and Turner and Hooch more than this movie, as far as Hank's comedies.
Those are all perfect for replay for like multiple viewings.
Yeah, so I watched Splash twice this year already.
Wow.
I even watched the sequel Splash 2 this year.
Now,
The Hankless one.
how is but the character is still named Alan Bauer, right?
Same characters, completely different cast.
Wasn't it made for television?
Yeah, it was Disney.
There you go.
So, but at the end of Splash, wasn't it kind of said or implied that
So the movie starts out that they had been living underwater together,
Mhm.
but he missed his brother
Right.
and he missed like land.
Hmm.
So like she like gives him his ID back or whatever, his wallet.
Okay.
And then like she like says, well, we can go back to land, like whatever. So they end up
Like that.
going back. It's
But at the end, it was like kind of firmly established that they could never return.
yeah.
To
And then she was like, there is one way or whatever. And it was very ill-conceived.
Unnecessary sequel.
Incredibly unnecessary.
I still have to check it out at some point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the DVD if you need it.
Okay. Good to know.
And they replaced Daryl Hannah with the Amy Yazbek. That's all I knew about it.
It's true, yes.
That's actually a good recasting.
Yeah,
'cause,
no, she was good.
yeah, she was married to the late John Ritter.
Yep.
So okay. And wasn't it called Splash 2, like TOO?
Like, look
It's
who's
like
talking
the
to.
sequel to The Jerk 2, TOO.
Or look who's talking to.
Right.
Steve Martin.
It's great.
Oh man, watching this as an adult, it's kind of weird seeing Carl from Die Hard.
I know. These are like the only
yeah.
2 movies I know him from. Because he passed away pretty young.
Yeah, yeah.
But do you guys know of any other movies that had him in them?
Alexander Godunov.
Yeah.
I know he did a lot of television.
Really? And wasn't he was a ballet dancer, right? Or something.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Apparently, after Die Hard, all he could get were henchman roles.
I wonder
Yeah.
why. Not a chance. Right. And so Hank's character, Walter Fielding, he's some kind of he's a lawyer. I think he's in like an entertainment lawyer because he represents these bands. Yeah. But obviously Shelley Long is she's a violinist. Yeah, thank you.
That always reminded me of Dana.
Now I'd like to see Shelley Long. I'd like to see Shelley Long and Sigourney Weaver playing a duet.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. This reminded me of Ghostbusters. Like, I was like, oh yeah.
That would be cool. I would pay to see that movie.
Is that George Lucas in the back?
Actually, I like to think that Godunov's character is that conductor that Dana Barrett was saying was screaming at them in German. I like to think Money Pit and Ghostbusters exist in the same universe.
They do.
And Godunov is that guest conductor who was yelling at Dana in German.
Oh, I like that. And it takes place in New York, so that's that's good. I like it. Oh, and this actor, the sweaty runner here, the real estate broker, he was in City Slickers 1 and 2.
Oh man, I have never seen either City Slickers movie.
Ooh, they're great, Forrest. I recommend them highly.
Classics.
Yeah, and just yesterday actually, I sent Jared a message about John Lovitz does cameos in the app, and I just think that's amazing. Barry and Ira Shalowitz from City Slickers. It's a classic. Forrest, I'm surprised you've never seen them. They're
I know. I never got around. Yeah, I just never got around to them. And I like, I'm like Crystal, but I love Daniel Stern.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, come on.
I mean, the three of them: Bruno Kirby, Bruno Kirby is so underrated.
Well, he was.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
What an incredible actor, and yeah, I just love the three of them had great chemistry, and Jack Palance.
Yeah. We'll probably do commentaries for those in the future.
Nice.
But yeah. So Hanks was only 29 during filming.
Wow.
He did this 2 years after Splash, which was his feature film debut. Well, no, sorry.
No.
His leading.
I'm like feature film. It's like his fifth movie.
No, you're right. No, I think it's his first starring role. Forgive me.
Yeah. Actually, wait, he was in a horror. I'm trying to think of that horror. Okay, yeah, because he was in a horror movie. That was his first movie.
You're Alone.
Yeah.
And Mazes and Monsters.
Yeah, he knows you're alone. That was his first movie.
Right. And he did a bunch of TV work in like the late 70s, early 80s before.
Yeah, Bosom Buddies, Family Ties.
Yeah. He played an alcoholic uncle in Family Ties.
Yes, I remember. Wasn't he also a kleptomaniac too?
I didn't see that one, but
or I could have sworn the uncle was the uncle character was also like like some sort of a pickpocket or kleptomaniac.
I could see that. Yeah. And of course, Shelley Long had already been established. Cheers.
I was actually just watching a Very Brady sequel the other day.
It's a good one.
Yeah, she was a great Carol Brady.
Yeah, those movies were so fun.
Gary Cole was great.
Oh yeah, I mean the cast was amazing.
And Christine Taylor was a dead singer for Maureen McCormick. Marsha.
Seriously, like it's remarkable, the resemblance.
She didn't just look like her; she sounded like her too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Jared, I think those are some laser discs you need to get, the double feature.
The Brady Bunch movies.
A Very Brady
sequel actually was my first date movie. First date I ever went on was to see that movie.
Interesting.
The good one. Very appropriate.
Yep.
Family friendly. Makeout session.
Hey, it's that guy.
Yeah, he has one of those faces.
He's in so many things, yeah.
But nobody knows his name.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but he's that guy.
And he represents a cross-dressing band. Okay.
It was the 80s. A lot of rock bands cross-dressed back then.
Elliot Offit in the back.
You wish, Jared. And they want to change their name to Meryl Streep, which is funny because a couple decades later, Hanks would star in The Post with Meryl Streep. Oh, the 80s were great. I really wish Hanks would do another comedy like this, just something fun.
Yeah.
He really hasn't done a decent comedy in a while, from what I can.
What was the last time? I'm sure just in general, when was the last time he did a comedy?
I'm thinking it was Larry Crown back in, I think it was 2010.
All right.
Yeah, in the last few decades, it was just that and Lady Killers were like the only comedies he did.
The Terminal, that was
yeah, which I think is his best comedic work. Definitely past the 80s stuff, but
yeah. No, I kind of agree with you on that one because Larry Crown. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's really he actually directed it too, through Playtone, his company, his production company. Which was just, I don't know, such a letdown. He plays a guy who works in like a Walmart. It's like, and then he gets fired because they find out that there's like this new rule where you can't work there unless you have a college degree. So since he doesn't have a degree, they fire him, and he's forced to go back to school to get his degree. And it's a good premise, and it had a lot of potential, but Hanks kind of dropped the ball on that one, I think, sadly.
So that guy. Ethan in there is played by Brian Backer, who played Ratner in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
He was also in Moving Violations, Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol.
Ooh, maybe that's it. That's
so you definitely know him from that one.
Yeah, I think so.
he was friends with David Spade in that one. And then he was on Growing Pains in an episode I just watched. And he really has not done a lot, surprisingly.
He kind of reminds me of the actor who was in the first scene in Ghostbusters, those two students.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He kind of reminds me of like he looks like
No.
exactly that guy.
Oh crap.
Jared, yeah, your video. Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
okay.
It says my battery's low. Am I charged or I'm charging?
Yeah, we don't want to lose you like we did Chris. I don't know where Chris is.
Oh boy.
He turned into a little black stump.
The Invisible Man.
It's like something out of Time Bandits. I don't know.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Black thing.
Those are some commentaries as well. Anything by Terry Gilliam, basically. So yeah, okay. So this was 86. Next year's Dragnet, then Big, then he
The
did
Bird and Turner and Hooch.
right 1989. 1990 he did a movie called Bonfire of the Vanities, which did not get a lot of love. It was him, Bruce Willis, and Melanie Griffith. Sort of like I actually never saw the whole thing, but it's like a disappointing comedy from what I've seen. That was 1990. He followed that with Joe versus the Volcano. 91, he I think he took a break that year or did very little. I don't think he did any movies that year, but yeah, but the following year, 1992, he did A League of Their Own, which I consider his bridge between comedy and drama. Great performance in that. That's a great movie overall.
Yeah, actually, I would put A League of Their Own in one of my top 5 baseball movies of all time.
Oh yeah.
He also did Radio Flyer that same year.
Yeah, but he had a very small part in that.
Yeah.
That was 92. Yeah, and then after that, he started doing more dramatic stuff. 93 was Philadelphia, and
Seattle.
Yep. So, but we don't have to go through his whole filmography.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll be here all night doing that.
Yeah. Well, we could be there for another 5-10 minutes.
Here we have Gene Stapleton.
Yes.
Which, connects my favorite actor, Tom Hanks, to my second favorite actor, Michael Keaton. I believe it was a year earlier than this film. She played Michael Keaton's mother in Johnny Dangerously.
I love it. I love that. And yeah, I'd have to put Keaton is probably my second favorite actor as well.
I would put Keaton my second favorite.
No. With probably Nicolas Cage is up there somewhere.
I would say Christopher Walken is overall my favorite actor.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Keaton, and then Jeff Goldblum.
That's cool. Side note on Christopher Walken, I was watching. We're going to be reviewing The Last Blockbuster, this documentary about the last blockbuster in existence in Oregon.
Yeah.
They did these basically these testimonials, like these interviews for the doc, and one of them was with this voice actor who did one of the best Walken impressions I've ever heard.
It's so funny because I'm gonna bring this up. The thing, I absolutely fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
Like his impressions, besides his Walken is spot on.
Right.
Everything else is terrible.
Yeah.
Like his Fred Flintstone that he does professionally is trash.
Yeah.
The fact that he's supposed to be doing Ewan McGregor's voice in Star Wars, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is my impression of a British accent." It's like,
so you're a fan.
that guy can suck it, man. But Walken is incredible.
That was pretty good. But yeah, we're gonna be reviewing that on Tuesday. So yeah, check that out. Under the Radar.
And I'm also reading The Dead Zone right now. Speaking of Christopher Walken.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Chris, where are you?
He was here for 5 seconds and then he disappeared again.
I know.
What would you do if all of a sudden he was in the movie? Like he got sucked in.
I would
Maybe he's stuck in the floor.
I'm in the floor. Oh, and this bald guy in the background here, I believe, I could be mistaken, I think he was in another Hanks classic that doesn't get a lot of love either, The Man with One Red Shoe.
That might be my least favorite Tom Hanks movie.
Okay, I can see that, but I'm a fan.
That's the one that I didn't see until fairly recently. I mean, probably like a decade and a half ago. But I was like, Dabney Coleman and Tom Hanks, this is all you could come up with?
Oh, and Dabney Coleman was also Hank's father in You've Got Mail.
Yeah. Is that a Treyu from Never Ending Story?
I think so.
Okay.
Let me check.
That's random. That's another movie I've never seen all the way through, and I'm ashamed of it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the original Never Ending Story all the way through either.
No, how?
I haven't.
Crazy.
I love
One of the few films we've played at Cold Cafe twice.
Twice. Aha.
Yep. We did it a second time because someone wanted to do it because their first date was Never Ending Story at Cold Cafe, and they wanted to propose to their fiance for it, and then I let us redo it for that. So
cool. How many weeks after, or was it the
it
following?
was like a year.
Okay, that's good.
A few. It was like three years or something. It was,
Okay, good.
It was a while.
All right, here we go. We got a little montage of the house falling apart around them.
Yep.
Now it's weird. I consider this Hank's funniest comedy, but my favorite comedy is probably The Burbs overall.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I mean The Burbs is just so special. I mean it's.
I love it.
I mean Joe Dante. It's
Jerry Goldsmith again.
Carrie Fisher, Corey Feldman,
Bruce Dern. Yep.
I mean that cast. Holy moly!
I know.
What a cast.
Henry Gibson as the doctor.
Oh, so good.
But yeah, I would say Hank's comedies. I would say The Burbs or Dragnet.
Yeah, so much.
Oh, well, granted, Dragnet's more Dan Aykroyd's.
That's true. It's more his show. He had top billing actually.
Yeah, I'll admit. Yeah, I would probably say Dragnet.
Hank's definitely like is in his element in that. He's so good.
He is perfect.
Pep Streebek, man.
You know, I like Dragnet a lot. I respect it as a movie, but I don't love it. You know, there's something about it that just, I don't know. It's just not my favorite.
Because I'll admit, I used to watch Dragnet reruns on Nick at Night when I was a kid. So
yeah, me too.
All the time.
Cool.
So that's probably part of the reason why. Plus, Dan Aykroyd, he had Ghostbusters under his belt already. So he had at least a couple. So that movie had at least a couple things going for it for me.
True.
Plus, well, Hanks too, but yeah, I agree though. That was Dragnet was primarily the Aykroyd show.
Yeah, he's also he was an obsessive Dragnet fan. He's got like a huge collection of Dragnet memorabilia. And
wasn't the actor who played one of the characters from the original series in the movie?
Yeah. And he plays the son of the one that died.
Right.
The grandson of the one who died. Friday. But yeah, Frank Gannon or whatever.
Oh, another one, Bachelor. Forgot to mention Bachelor.
Yes, Bachelor Party's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so much fun.
See, Hanks can never do a movie like that again for some reason. It just
you can't even make a movie like Bachelor Party now.
Well, we had Hangover.
That Hangover was 12 years ago.
That's true.
Yeah, you still, and it's even in the age of you can't do that in a movie anymore.
Yeah, Bachelor Party had a lot of nudity.
Was it God, was it? I can't remember what it was. Aziz Ansari who's talking about it. He's like, that movie didn't come out that long ago, and in the trailer is Dr. Faggot paging Dr. Faggot, and that's in the trailer. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Red Band. But yeah, Bachelor Party had a lot of nudity from what I remember. A lot of drug use and
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
dead donkey from what I remember.
Yes.
That basically consumes a huge amount of pills and just dies. It's just-
A donkey, really?
yeah. They bring a donkey into a hotel room. It's ridiculous. But I love like, zany Tom Hanks just like running around being silly, you know?
Oh, he's so good, and it's like, it's one of those things where it's a shame that he stopped doing comedies, but also like, he's also such a good dramatic actor that it's like, it's hard to fault him.
And it's also kind of hard. I mean, granted, he does come back to post SNL from time to time, but but it seems like you can't really go back to being that. I don't think it's kind of like once you go as serious as he's gone, it's kind of hard to go back.
Yeah.
And also I think it's just like that young Hanks, his physique, and there's just so much about like his his movements and stuff that he probably couldn't even do anymore. Even
like this part right here with the stairs.
Too old.
It's great.
Like, the physicality in a lot of his comedy is just so incredible.
Yeah.
Like between this and The Burbs, I mean.
Yeah.
And then he does stuff like A League of Their Own or even Big, which kind of blends the comedic and dramatic, which is great.
Yeah.
We just don't see that side of him anymore.
It's kind of like same with Bill Murray. Like after he did Rushmore, it was kind of hard for him to go back to do the stuff we loved about him in the 80s and in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's like the thing, he's never been as wild as a physical comedian. So it's like he's always been kind of like a dry wit.
Yeah.
But now he's like a very dry wit.
Yeah.
Imagine Hanks as Peter Venkman. I've always thought of that. I think that would have worked.
Strangely, yeah, we probably would have. I could see a young Hanks even in the suit and proton with a suit and proton pack.
Sure.
Yeah.
Randy, have you told the press kit the autograph story?
Oh wow, here we go.
I didn't want to bring it up, but I think we have to.
I have a weird relationship with Hanks. Well, we didn't meet, but it was an amazing moment. So basically in 2013, I believe, Hanks was on Broadway with a show called Lucky Guy. I went to the performance and I basically waited around for him afterwards with a huge group of people for the back door, the backstage door, to get an autograph or a picture or just something. And Jared, a few weeks prior, you had gotten me a press kit for this movie. And I brought one of the publicity stills with me. It was beautiful. It was this black and white still of Hanks in like a burned outfit. Like it was just a picture of Hanks. And I just brought it with me, hoping that Hanks would actually autograph it. So I was waiting in this huge crowd of people in the back entrance of the theater. I waited for like maybe an hour, and then Hanks eventually comes out. It's amazing. Everybody goes nuts. I was in shock, and he like kind of walks by everybody, and I give him the photo. I show him the photo, and can I get an autograph, Mr. Hanks? I was like, oh, the money pit? I've signed enough of those in my day. And then he just walks right by, and my heart was broken that night. Yeah. But you know what? I try to separate the man from the actor, and we're basically here tonight to celebrate his art.
Right.
So yeah, that was just an unpleasant experience, but it was still cool to see him.
My experience with celebrities is this: don't meet your heroes unless, of course, you can take a physical challenge, and then it's totally worth it.
Do you think Hanks has an issue with this movie?
Oh, you think that's why he didn't sign, because he had like bad memories on set?
Yeah, that's what I thought, maybe.
This seemed like a really fun movie to make. Maybe it was very physically taxing on him, so maybe he does look at it with not very fond memories.
That might have been it. That might be it.
Maybe. Well, also everyone had
He might feel that way about most of his comedies.
yeah. I think also everybody else had playbills of the show that we just saw, so maybe he didn't want to sign anything other than the playbill.
Right.
But
Yeah, maybe.
still, that doesn't make sense, because I actually met Brian Grazer, who produced Apollo 13 a couple years ago, and after he was signing books, his book, but I had a Blu-ray of Apollo 13, and
Yeah.
I was about to give it to him, and then the security guard's like, "Nope, he's only signing the book." And I'm like, and then Brian Grazer pulls the Blu-ray out of my hand and signs it.
Oh, what a gentleman!
Totally
that was one of the coolest moments of my life.
Yeah, I know some actors. I know with some actors they'll be working on some project on like some play or a project, and if they do like some sort of publicity for it, they won't do sign any autographs for certain things they've done. Like I know Adam Driver, like for a while, he wasn't signing any Star Wars merchandise. He was busy promoting something else.
Yeah.
And then I think there was like also I don't know if it was Tom Hiddleston or somebody else from Marvel that wasn't doing autographing any Marvel merch for a while.
It sucks, but it's a random thing. But
and it was Patrick. No, might have been Patrick Stewart. I know Patrick Stewart for a while wasn't signing any Star Trek merchandise.
I'm only signing headshots from American Dad.
No, from Masterminds.
Masterminds and American Dad. That's it.
And Conspiracy Theory.
It's actually funny. The last convention I went to that Adam West was at, 90% of his headshots were from Family Guy.
That's funny.
I'm like, there are more Family Guy headshots here than Batman.
That's fun.
What the fuck?
I remember going to Comic-Con in San Diego, and the line for Adam West was just wrapping around the whole convention center.
Wow.
And I would say about half of it was for Batman fans, the other half was Family Guy fans.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was great because I saw him at like one of the smaller New Jersey cons, and somebody had him sign a bust of William Shakespeare, which I thought was the most funniest thing ever, because that was what he pulled to like get the game open.
That's great. It just to lug that around all day, that's insane.
Oh yeah, that's insane.
Hey, Mr. Clemente, welcome back.
We were allowed to go back and forth to our cars, so
I might have to leave. It's not a good night for Liam.
No.
Yeah. But you guys enjoy the money pit.
Thank you,
sir. Come back again soon, okay?
Yep. Apologies.
Good night to everybody. Good night to your family, and talk to you soon, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, the screen just shifted here. All right. You're I can see you more clearly now. Hey. See, I love this movie that it's so short. They take advantage of the runtime. They cram everything in there,
Every gag.
Yeah, it's great. It never really lets up.
The fountain. When I was a kid, I always wanted. I'm like, one day I'm gonna have a fountain of a boy pissing.
Yeah, actually, you were talking about how they try to fit as many gags in, they're very economical with the time with all the gags, and actually Roger Ebert criticized it for that.
Oh, yeah.
That what? What did he say? I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to quote him. Okay, so Ebert said, "quote one monotonous sight gag after another," and he gave the movie thumbs down.
Interesting.
I wonder what Gene probably agreed.
Well, I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I disagree.
Once again, Roger, you're completely off base. I quit the show. No.
I enjoyed watching that show.
I would say when it came to split decisions, I would say I would say more often than I agree with Ebert more than Siskel. Unless it was an instance where Siskel gave it a thumbs up and Ebert gave it a thumbs down, then I'd probably take Siskel's side.
Interesting.
Well, that's like it is true. Like when it's a really thought-provoking, good movie, I agree with Ebert.
Yeah.
When it's like dumb fun, I agree with Siskel.
Yeah, like actually, for example, Siskel gave thumbs up to Blue Velvet, Die Hard, and Batman, and Ebert gave thumbs down to all of them.
Whoa.
And I actually think also Siskel gave thumbs up to Rocky. I think it was Rocky 4, and Ebert gave that one a thumbs down. And in those ones, I was completely in Siskel's corner.
Oh, you know what, guys? I wanted to mention that this movie, The Money Pit, is actually a remake of a 1948 Cary Grant comedy, Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. And
I did not know that.
yeah, they actually also remade this 21 years later with Are We Done Yet?
Yes.
2007.
Oh.
Was that Ice Cube, right?
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at that. I'm still mad that that movie beat Grindhouse at the box office.
I was not aware of that either.
Yeah. So a little bit of trivia. Oh, also Shelley Long was 36 years old during filming. Hanks was 29.
Rob Cradle.
This was in the height of Shelley Long's career, having I think she had just left Cheers.
No, she was still doing
a year or
Cheers.
so before, and she made like 50 movies in like 10 months. I don't know. Like this, there were so many Shelley Long movies that came out. A majority of them were Touchstone and Buena Vista. So I've watched the majority of the Shelley Long movies in the last couple months too.
She's an
a lot
acquired
of fun. She's a lot of fun.
I really am not a huge Shelley Long fan. I don't know, maybe
I honestly can't like name anything that Shelley Long has done as far as movies. I can't really name anything she's done besides this, Troop Beverly Hills, and the Brady Bunch movies.
yeah.
Yeah, she did. It was Hello Again, which is a fun one where she dies and she's basically a ghost. It's she's like haunting her husband, like trying to solve the murder. It's a fun one.
It says here for Hello Again she was nominated for a Kids' Choice Award for that movie.
Interesting.
She was nominated for a Kids' Choice Award the first year they started the Kids' Choice Awards.
Oh wow.
And she was also in Dr. T and the Women with Richard Gere, Helen Hunt, Farrah Fawcett, Laura Dern, and Tara Reid.
Right, I remember that one.
Oh, and also Kate Hudson and Liv Tyler.
It's a good cast, actually.
It's Robert Altman. Yeah, it says here Robert Altman. So
he's good. Or I think he passed away.
He passed away a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Altman, I just saw Popeye in its entirety for the first time recently.
Oh, nice.
I've never seen it at all.
Yeah, I will say right now, Popeye. Oh, there goes the turkey.
Oh, here's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Hanks is insane in this scene, and that's the still of him with the ripped shirt, the burn.
Yeah.
That's the still that Hanks would not autograph. You would think he'd be flattered, or surprised, like, who's this random guy out of this sea of 100 people who brought this still?
Yeah. Speaking of meeting actors having a surprise shocked reaction. About a decade ago, I was working at the Sundance Film Festival.
Oh, cool.
And I was working at a public access television festival in Utah during the Sundance Film Festival, and we had Kevin Clash come on, come into the studio to promote his Being Elmo documentary. And after the interview, I asked him if he would autograph my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles DVD, and his reaction was priceless. He looked at it, he was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe somebody knows I was in this." So and he autographed it.
Wait, the voice of
Yay.
Elmo was in Ninja Turtles movie?
The voice and puppeteer for Elmo was also the voice and puppeteer for Splinter.
Whoa, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I met him 13 years ago at the Cinema Arts Center.
Nice.
He was there.
Did he have the Elmo puppet with him?
Yeah, he was there with Elmo.
Same with me.
Dave Gold was there with Gonzo. One of the best times ever.
Oh, I love it.
3-day weekend, they were there. It was so incredible.
That's great. I saw Carol Spinney at New York Comic Con a number of years ago before he passed, and he's very, very tall, actually.
Yeah.
That was
as tall as Big Bird.
pretty much. And that documentary they did about him was great.
I still need to watch that.
I supported that Kickstarter for that documentary.
Nice. Cool.
I think that was one of the first Kickstarters I ever gave money to.
Yeah, I would say I've supported multiple Kickstarter campaigns. Biggest one I probably supported was Return to Nukem High Volume 2,
Nice.
which you guys screened at Cinema Arts Center.
Yes.
And I have, I'm in the credits as under a special thanks.
Cool.
Alongside Stan Lee, Lemmy, and the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Jared, have you gotten any autographs lately? Jared has
No.
No people around. Well, you can't get autographs right now.
Jared has a portfolio of like hundreds of autographs from celebrities, which is amazing, Jared, I must say.
Yeah, I used to collect them as a kid. So yeah, I got a nice collection. Actually, the last one that I got, recently, I started, doing it again, but the only person that actually sent it back was Daniel Stern.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
What did you have Stern autograph?
I had the press kit for City Slickers 2, and there was an 8x10.
Circle of life, my friend. City Slickers 2.
If I met Stern, I don't know if I would go with Home Alone like anyone else would, or if I would go do a deep cut and have him autograph Chud.
I didn't see Chud. Or what was it? Celtic Pride.
Or
Celtic Pride.
About Bushwhacked.
Bushwhacked, yeah.
Actually,
he directed that, I believe.
He directed Rookie of the Year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
That's a great one.
But Bushwhacked, I don't think he directed it, but I remember seeing that when it came out.
Yeah.
I think I rented that on VHS at the time, and it was
on the theaters.
I don't know. I got to give it another shot.
It's not great.
I thought it was funny, but then again, I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And because he'd already done 2 Home Alone movies by then, so at that point I was game for anything any of the Home Alone cast was in. Basically,
isn't it like Home Alone in the forest or something like?
No. What happened was that he got framed for a murder, and so he ran off into the woods,
right?
And ended up becoming a scoutmaster by mistake.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Scoutmaster by mistake.
Yeah,
the name of the movie.
Spelling. I don't know what happened nowadays in a movie. Oh, and this guy, his name always escapes me, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was actually the doctor in Trading Places, and he had a role in Wonder Boys. But yeah, he's got one of those he's just a really good character actor.
Right.
Name. Oh, and some of these I think are actual Hell's Angels from the Los Angeles chapter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe he had a run-in with the Hell's Angel.
I'm surprised the NIMBYs didn't have any say anything about all the Hell's Angels in their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Considering this part of Long Island, this part of Long Island is like NIMBY land.
NIMBY?
Not in my backyard.
My backyard, yeah.
Okay.
Is this supposed to be Long Island?
It is Long Island.
Yeah. Or upstate. Is it Long Island or
It
upstate?
was no. Actually, that house is on Long Island.
Yeah.
It's in Nassau County, in Oyster Bay.
Philip
It's
Bosco.
right. It's actually about 10 minutes from the store I'm opening. Not even 10 minutes. It's like pretty much right up the road.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Because I'm opening up the store in Bayville, which is next to Laddingtown, so it's like right there.
What's the store?
Yeah.
It's Pickle Island. It's pickles and then like used CDs, DVDs, VHS and such. So that's interesting. And
That's so amazing, especially during the pandemic. So cool.
Yeah.
we do have a VHS of City Slickers 2 for sale. So
Oh, nice. So you wouldn't happen to have a VHS of Femme Fontaine Killer Babe for the CIA, would you?
no, unfortunately not.
It's a trauma release.
Nice.
That didn't get a DVD. That didn't make it to DVD.
So the store's open, or it's about to?
Yeah, no.
When can we expect it?
Yeah.
I would say like probably like 2 weeks.
Oh man. Are
A
you
week or two, yeah.
are you gonna be cutting the ribbon?
Yeah, we're hopefully gonna do like a grand opening.
All right. We'll be there.
I was telling them the other day we got a Miss Pac-Man game to play.
Oh, like the old tabletop, game?
One with it's got that and Galaga and
Awesome.
Pac-Land and all that stuff in it. Dig Dug.
You've got Missile Command.
No, not in that. No.
Damn it. All right.
No.
Let's check.
Actually, you said you were selling used movies and music. What about video games?
I mean, maybe eventually. I don't have any. I have any at the moment, but
All right. Yeah,
Pickle Mania. Pickle Mania.
Pickle Island.
Pickle Island. Ah, that's great. Forward to being there.
Same here.
And you can visit the Money Pit House when you're in the area.
But
Yep.
won't they yell at us? They're gonna yell at us.
Hey, get out of here.
You're trespassing. But yeah, it would be cool to see that house in person.
Yeah, apparently that house sold for three. Okay, so it says here. Okay, so after the film, it was purchased for $2.1 million in 2002. In November 2019, the Seattle PI reported that the house had finally sold for around $3.5 million at a significant loss in relation to renovation costs. So it really now is a money pit.
It literally went through this. It kind of looked when we drove up. It looked like nothing like the exquisite mansion shown in Chris' picture.
The final shot.
Yeah.
Is the interior? Is this a set or is this the actual house?
I have a feeling this would have to be a set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
Just for safety reasons.
They could probably charge a lot for like tours of the house. Like, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah,
This is the inside that looks nothing like the Hollywood soundstage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I mean, I from what I understand, the interior of the Home Alone house looks nothing like what you see in the movie.
Yeah. Seinfeld Diner.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Tom's Diner. Tom's Restaurant.
Yep.
yeah. Been there.
Yeah.
Is it?
And of course the Ghost. And of course the
Okay.
Ghostbusters headquarters.
Right.
Like this is not the same place.
Oh, we've got the famous slipping through the hole in the floor scene.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry I wasn't here this afternoon. What can I say? My wife was poisoned and taken to the hospital. Well, what would be nice to do? A bribe? Sure.
Yeah, Matt, his physicality, Hank's physicality in these
Oh
comedies,
yeah. I mean,
very different. Like, you don't see that in any other actor. It's very unique.
no, I mean it's a dying art form. I mean, it's like we talk about John Ritter all the time. You know, like like this is so good. That wrong the just like the way he moves his head.
Yeah.
There's so many like Hank is so good with his neck.
I kind of feel like
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing that like you don't think of, but it's like the way he moves his head in so many films. I like the earlier scene when he's we first meet the character and he's like with the band and he's
Yep.
like the way he moves his head is just fantastic. He's got a great neck.
Yeah. And the poofy hair, that adds to it.
Yeah. and there's nothing better than that Hanks scream, the yell of Tom Hanks.
It's just
Absolutely like
kind of the
laugh,
laugh.
with
It's
it.
funny. That's one of the that's probably
Thumb
the
falls through, like
that's the only thing that Colin Hanks has inherited from his dad is that laugh and that yell.
yeah.
Everything else, he doesn't really look like his dad. Maybe he kind of
He looks like a little bit.
a little.
But, I think Colin Hanks is such a fine actor.
Yeah.
It's definitely like he's inherited. Usually it skips a generation and you get all Chets as your kids, but his son is Colin is he's pretty good. I definitely enjoy a lot of his work.
I liked him. Yeah, I liked him in Orange. I liked him in Orange
Yeah.
County.
Orange County was
he
good.
great. I mean, I loved him in on Fargo. He was great.
Mhm.
He's done. I mean, he's done a lot of really good work. Mad Men. I mean, he's just done a lot of good work all around.
What's the TV show he's on now? Life in Pieces or something like that?
I have not seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think nowadays he plays kind of like the square dad.
Yeah.
But which it works for him great. So.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Hank's family members, Hank's daughter was actually in a brief scene in Forrest Gump. She
Sent you that.
Oh, on the bus.
Yeah, Jared, thank you.
Yeah.
Give credit where credit's due. Sorry. She plays one of the girls on the school
You
bus.
can't sit here.
Yep. But she doesn't do anything. She just like kind of moves over to block the seat. That's Hank's daughter. And wasn't Chet involved in like some legal issue?
Oh yeah.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
He's a rapper who. What was the legal problem?
I am Chet Hanks, bruh.
God.
Apparently, he incurred $1,800 worth of damages at a British hotel, and had a cocaine addiction.
Sounds right.
He's also been accused of cultural appropriation.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, God, I love this scene.
I'm right here.
Chickens. Just the carpet with the legs and his sticking out.
I'm in the den.
I'm in the floor.
I'm right here. In the floor.
That wave, so good.
It's the best GIF ever.
Yeah.
Laughing.
Or is it GIF? Guys, what is it? GIF?
I say GIF.
GIF?
I say
it's GIF.
GIF because graphic starts with a hard G, even though the guy who invented it says it's GIF.
Yeah.
But
Like
I
GIF?
don't call it a giraffic, so I'm not gonna call it a GIF.
So why did the rehearsal run so long?
It was my fault. I got off to a late start because I was haggling with Max over the painting.
exactly would you define haggling?
What do you mean by that?
I thought that was my question.
Are you jealous of that?
Now I keep thinking of the final scene of Die Hard where Alexander Goodunov comes back to life and tries to shoot John McClane and gets shot by Reginald Del Johnson instead.
Yep.
Yep.
That scene.
It's like the most insane, impossible thing that ever happened. Watching a chimney go through a fire. Oh my god.
It's great.
Oh, I love it.
Two weeks, no, 4 months later. Okay, here's some trivia. Screenwriters Lau Gans and Babalu Mandel wrote an uncredited draft of the script, but in the film's original trailer, they were credited along with the film's writer, David Giler. And we
Talk about multiplicity again. There we go.
yeah. That was our last commentary too. Lau Gans, Babalu Mandel, you know, they're responsible for classic City Slickers 1 and 2. They did Splash, Parenthood.
Every movie we just talked about.
Every movie we love, yeah. Yeah, so there you go.
Bronx went crazy, thought he was a pigeon, and found him in the park throwing breadcrumbs at himself. He was just putting in a guest bathroom.
Okay. So let's be nice to each other, Roren.
You know, Hanks also did a little bit of drama in the movie Punchline, where
Oh yeah.
Hanks plays this very volatile stand-up comedian.
Oh, Sally Field.
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty good movie, actually. Kind of
I think
underrated.
that movie-
Underrated, I'd say.
Yeah.
That was 88, same year as Big.
Wait, Punchline?
Yeah,
I thought that was 8. Wait, was
maybe 87. I think 88.
I could have sworn it was 86.
No, it was definitely 87, 88.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was 88.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sally. And Sally Field was his girlfriend in that movie, right?
No. They weren't romantically involved. They were just both
Yeah, she was
stand-up
married.
comedians.
Okay.
Her husband in the movie was actually played by John Goodman.
Yes.
Good movie, good cast. It actually had a lot. Damon Wayans was also in it as a comic.
Yeah.
It had some really good up and coming comedians at the time, and it gets pretty dark at certain moments. So, yeah, that movie definitely demonstrated Hank's ability to do dramatic stuff.
Definitely.
You know. I think they should have made a movie on the SNL sketch, Mr. Short-Term Memory. Remember that? I love that series. It was a few. It was like they made like 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah.
So good.
Any idea when you're going to be finished here?
2 weeks.
I
Out the selfish. Here you go. Oh, you know you're almost out of birth control pill?
Walter? What?
Okay. Oh, and this guy,
Body by Jake.
Body by Jake. He's been in a lot of stuff.
He was just what did we show Call Cafe that he was in? He was in Author, I believe.
And I think I mentioned that he during that Cult Cafe that he trained Harrison Ford for Temple of Doom.
Yep.
It's pretty cool because Ford did look particularly buffed in that movie. No homo. Oh, and we've got some good supporting roles in it. This is Nestor Serrano in his first film, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see. Nestor.
Oh, this is
A
such
hairnet.
another great sight gag.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He was on Banshee. He was on 24. He's done a lot of stuff actually.
hmm?
You know, he's like a really he's done serious character actor. Oh, this is insane.
Just
Sure.
the whole mousetrap esque
Yep.
scene.
Definitely
So
Mousetrap.
perfect.
See, they don't do stuff like this in comedies nowadays. Oh, and the little guy on the right, that's Michael Jeter, who would later.
Oh,
Speaking of Elmo,
Yeah.
Michael Cheater was Mr. Noodle.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. He would also star with Hanks later on in Green Mile.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
13 years.
He was one of the two Mr. Noodles. The OG Mr. Noodle.
so ridiculous.
A scaffalanche. I love it.
Where are they running? They're just running in different directions.
Yeah.
God.
I wondered why you did this. Now you never liked it.
Well, thank you. It's a pity some of the bitches into life because we can't consider it. 5 years ago.
I tried it again.
It would have been cool to go to Chicago this year for Tom Hanks Day. But like I said, that's going to be virtual too. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe in the future, something will happen. Maybe a collaboration of some sort. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of another actor that's been celebrated as much as that? Like Richard
Anyone.
Gere Day, John Lovett's Day.
No,
It's hard to. I mean, there aren't very many actors who are as well liked or well loved as Tom Hanks.
yeah.
I mean, on many standpoints, I mean, to have such a career of such well loved movies is hard to find for so many decades. And also the fact that he's supposedly a nice guy, which you know, a lot of people, even if they're well liked, have a reputation of being shit,
Yeah.
like Richard Dreyfuss or someone. But
He was a nice to Randy.
Yeah, he wasn't nice to Randy,
Mhm.
but people seem to like him. It's not like you hear about like there's no like other actors who have nightmare stories of Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Like you never hear that. It's not like hearing about like Bruce Willis, like or like Kevin Spacey.
Or even George, like, well, I don't, I never heard anything bad about his reputation of as an actor, but George Clooney, like George Clooney, for all the critical praise he gets, he's still a very divisive
Yeah.
figure.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I have
there's nary a person besides Randy who has anything bad to say about Tom Hanks, and he's still your number one. So
yeah, I mean, it was a bittersweet moment in my life, but I still love his work. I think he's great, and he's still my favorite actor, hands down.
I think my most bittersweet encounter with a celebrity was probably I think that title would probably go to Lou Ferrigno.
Ooh, do tell.
Yeah, he was doing a meet and greet. There was this this was happened back when I was living in Utah. There was this comic book store that had just opened, and they brought in Lou to do a meet and greet for the grand opening. And at the time I had no idea because this was my first time doing a meet and greet. Actually, that's not true. It was my second time. It was like my second time, and when I saw what he was charging for autographs, my head hit the ceiling.
What, $200? $200?
It was like because I had like an Incredible Hulk poster, and it was like, oh god, and the price was like, I think like 75. Actually, I think the price for the autograph and a picture with him was like $75, and I was a college student with no money, so
Yeah.
that was kind of my first experience with being disillusioned, or one of my first experiences with being disillusioned by meeting someone, by meeting a celebrity.
Yeah, interesting story. I like that. Jared, what was Tim Allen like?
He was a jerk.
Was he?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. He didn't want to take
another
anything.
thing I've heard. Tim Allen's a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he wasn't, interested in taking pictures. But we were at a premiere, and my mom ran up to him, and she's like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And he was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And he walked away.
That's dickish.
Yeah, he's kind of mean. But then and he said no to pictures with me. And then later that night, we caught him up and in on the street, and he took one, but he wasn't happy.
Gotcha. Also,
but, it's understandable. I mean, I don't know. We probably didn't, handle it. We probably should have just been like, "Hey, can you get a picture?" And
he was probably high on coke, so
yeah, that probably. He was in my
I heard he's very much the character you saw in Home Improvement, for better or worse.
Also co-starred obviously with Hanks in the Toy Story
series. Yes.
Interesting, but
maybe Alan's the one with laser envy.
Al would probably be nice.
Richard Karn? Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. That's what I've heard.
Can't say the same.
As someone who's done the feud,
Can't say the same for Jeffrey Jones, though.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody who'd want to
when
be.
I was a little boy, Jeffrey Jones was so sweet to
He's probably a really nice guy.
I got in his van.
He's just a pervert, but he might be a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like watching him get ripped apart by the dog in Ferris Bueller feels a lot more satisfying now.
Give me the code key.
I met Matthew Broderick at an event once,
and he ran me over with his car.
Yeah, I was gonna say he killed somebody.
No, he was a little standoffish too. He wanted no part of the picture at all. But
yeah.
you know, I don't know, these celebrities, they like to keep to themselves. So
I understand. Let's, you know, it is
They're people. They got to deal with that stuff all day long.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, think about how much being a celebrity has changed in the last like 20 years, where it's like now like you
The
constantly have, like,
selfies.
people taking your photo, like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm going to get the mail. It's like, well, you better be wearing pants.
Right.
yeah.
Can't you know, drink a milkshake without like someone taking a photo of you.
Yeah.
That seems like a shitty life, you know, like.
Can we knock this off and go to sleep?
It's interesting when you think like people like used to have like a stalker or like a couple, you know, celebrities, and now it's like, oh, like that's a profession is to be a stalker. So like now there's 30 people who wait outside your house every day,
Paparazzi, yeah.
and they get paid for it.
Paid stalkers, you're right.
And it doesn't even matter like how like degrade you are or whatever. It's like, no, like if you've been in a commercial, you're not safe. Like,
Yeah, I love you. It's okay. Everything's okay.
So yeah, going back to Hank's career, I think Big was his turning point. That was the movie that did it.
yeah, I mean that's definitely like, I think Splash was like the, you know, first step in that ladder, and then like Big is what
Yeah.
blew the roof off it.
Mm-hmm. Great times. I'm not sure if this movie did great at the box office.
I don't
It-
think it
it-
really did.
Okay.
This is
I don't
one of
think
those
so.
like cable movies. This was like,
10 million, it says here 10 mil, okay, so $10 million budget, and the box office was 55 million. So it was it was profitable.
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, it's definitely one of those movies that became like a cult classic through cable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't want to,
to.
like back if I were you know, a moviegoer in 1986, I wouldn't go like, oh, opening weekend, the Money Pit, I'm there.
I wonder what it opened up against.
Hmm.
Okay,
It's
Forrest,
funny
yeah,
because
those-
I'm like, I
Actually-
might have
actually, 2 days ago-
seen it
actually,
earlier, but I don't remember.
actually 2 days ago was the 35th anniversary.
2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago on the 26th.
Well,
Yeah,
happy
it was.
anniversary.
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot to mention it. I saw that on a Facebook group or something.
Mm. Well, thank you for
I
mentioning.
can't imagine the competition was very stiff when this came out.
I doubt Aliens came out the same weekend.
Yeah, it came out. Yeah, that came out like 3 or 4 months later.
Mhm.
Maybe one of the police academies.
I think that was, although I think Police Academy would have been around the time those movies were still considered blockbusters.
Mhm.
Citizens on Patrol came out this year, I believe.
Their first, no, it was their first assignment.
Yeah.
No. First assignment was never mind. First assignment was 85.
This is 86.
So it'd be
86 was back in training,
back in
Oh,
training.
you're right.
and it came out just the week before.
So 87 was Citizens on Patrol.
Yeah, and back in Police Academy 3 came out the week before this one.
That's awesome. I think this is funnier though.
Definitely. Honestly, Police Academy, I mean, I'll admit, I just saw the first movie for the first time a couple years ago.
Nice.
'Cause I remember seeing the sequels on television as a kid, because they were always on. But I watched the first one in its entirety for the first time. And granted, some parts of it didn't age well, but overall, I thought it was funny, and that's probably the only one that you really need to watch.
You know,
2 is my favorite.
at New Jersey HorrorCon 2 years ago, I interviewed Marion Ramsey, who
Right.
played Hooks. She actually passed away recently, so I was fortunate to have spoken to her. She was very cool. That was a great event. Steve Gutenberg was also there. Michael Winslow.
Nice.
forget her first name, but Easterbrook. She plays the tall blonde. And who else was there? I think that was it for that event. But yeah, Marion Ramsey was very sweet, and I got a chance to speak with her. So yeah, I have fond memories of the franchise. I love Police Academy, even the animated series, which I had some of the action figures for.
This movie opened against Lucas, actually.
Oh, and this and it handily beat out Lucas.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I was watching. I've seen that movie. I have watched Luke. I mean, Grant. I've seen Lucas a few times. I'm sorry, but the ending was too hokey.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the week before this came out was Police Academy 3 and the GoBots
movie. There's a GoBots movie?
Battle of the Rock Lords movie.
Oh, wow. God.
And Gung Ho came out the week before that.
Oh, there you go.
Gung Ho. Ugh.
Along with Crossroads with Ralph Macchio. So.
Oh, not the Britney Spears movie?
No, she wasn't born yet.
Right.
Oh, she was born. She was a kindergartner.
Okay, Lucas. All right. That was Corey Haim, right?
Corey Haim, Kerry Green, Charlie Sheen, Winona Ryder, Courtney Thorne-Smith, and Jeremy Piven.
Wow, he must have been super young.
And he had hair.
Yeah, or kind of.
Even back then he had a receding hairline.
Yeah.
He's always had that receding hairline.
Yeah, ever since
I think he was born with it.
Before that.
But yeah, Luke. Yeah, I would say. But yeah, the cast was pretty stacked for that movie. Like a lot, and for most of them, it was their first. It was their first movie. Except apart from, I think it was Green. Yeah, the only ones. Green and Sheen were the only ones who had done movies prior to Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah, she was in the Goonies.
He was in, and Sheen was in Red Dawn.
Yeah. Another movie that's on my list. I've never seen.
Yeah, I would say like it starts off. I would say it's an all right. But to me, the ending kind of ruins it for me. It's just too. It's just too.
Yeah, it's one of those movies. We did that one. That was probably the first year of Cult Cafe. We did Red Dawn, and I hadn't seen it probably since the late '80s, and it didn't really hold up that well.
No, definitely not. I always found, I mean, Red Dawn. I always found kind of a little, at least by the standards of '80s action flicks, I found it too slow.
Yeah.
I mean, I could buy the ridiculous. I mean, I feel like that the premise was ridiculous enough that it would seem entertaining, but then I actually watched it and I'm like, this is just too boring, too slow.
And it's like a premise they've used repeatedly, like in other films.
They've done better in other films.
Yeah, definitely.
So wait, this is terrorists are attacking a small suburban town.
Yeah.
Soviets are attacking a small American town.
Yeah.
And so the teenage kids in the area band together with assault rifles to combat the Soviets?
Yes.
Pretty much, yep.
Is it as ridiculous as it sounds? Okay.
It should be more ridiculous. That's the thing.
It could have been more ridiculous, and it would have been more entertaining if it were.
If it had been a comedy, it probably would have been pretty good.
Okay, good to know. Hanks plays a dad of one of the kids or something. I don't know. Yeah. Now here's something. I don't think Hanks has really ever done action. I mean, you can consider Saving Private Ryan action.
Yeah.
First 10.
He's not really in the action in that movie either. Like,
right. Well, the first scene on the beach
around him.
Turner and Hooch. There's some action.
Yeah.
Dragnet to some extent.
Yeah. Actually, wait, what was?
Oh, what about the Da Vinci Code? Is there action?
More of a thriller than a
thriller, yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of action.
Would Cloud Atlas count?
You know what? That might be tied as worst movie with Volunteers because that was just total garbage. I'm sorry. Cloud Atlas.
Oh, I haven't even seen that one.
Yeah, it's forgettable.
Oh, what about Road to Perdition?
Well, he's a villain in it.
Yeah.
It's not action for him, really.
Yeah.
But he does play a bad guy, which is great.
Yeah, with a
Yeah,
Tommy gun. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, actually, we talked about that on Inside Movies Galore that month. We talked about that. We talked about that on Inside Movies Galore earlier this month.
and the son from that is now Superman.
Superman.
Yep.
Superman in Love. It's weird how much he aged. That was like what 19 years ago,
Yeah,
It was that
2000,
long
yeah,
ago.
2002.
and now he's got stubble and he's flying around in a cape. Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he's actually my age.
Oh, is he? He
Yeah.
looks a lot older. He
Yeah,
looks
he's my age, and I think he's like maybe like only an inch taller than me.
really interesting.
Yeah. And he's Superman. I'm like, that makes me feel like that. It's definitely one of those moments that makes me feel old. That Superman's the same age as me.
Yeah. Interesting. Superman 2 is supposed to be 6'4", which
In the comic.
yeah, and in the Christopher Reeve movies, he mentions it in one of them that he's 6'4".
Yeah, Tyler Hecklin. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I could have sworn he's not even 6 feet tall. He's okay. Never mind. He's 2 inches taller than me. He's 5'11".
Okay.
But still, he's the shortest. I think he's the shortest actor to play Superman.
Tyler Hecklin. Okay.
Hecklin, with a CH.
Yeah, I'm looking him up. 33. He looks older. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, the Da Vinci Code and all of those. That's more thriller, I'd say.
Same. Yeah, agreed.
Though he does he's involved with some action sequences, so technically it is action, but
movies like Saving Private Ryan and Road to Perdition and the Da Vinci Code, I would not say are strictly action films.
right.
Oof. I just realized I'm older. I'm older than even Snyder's Superman. Man, that makes me sad. Henry Cavill is younger than me.
Yeah, he's older than I think he's about a year or
He's
two.
born in '83.
Okay, yeah, he's 2 years older than me. So I could see that. I thought he was younger. And well, at least you're not as old as Ben Affleck. 45.
Right. I'm only 2 years younger than.
Oh, sorry. I amend that. 48.
48. I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
Well, you look good, Matt.
well, thank you.
Actually, no, I'm just having that weird realization that I'm now that we are now older than Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd were when Ghostbusters was made.
Interesting. What were they? 32?
Yeah, 30. Yeah, I think like 32, 33.
Yep.
31.
Interesting.
Man, I'm older than Bill Murray in Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
Although we're still younger than Ramis and Hudson.
And I'm not as old as Michael Keaton in Batman. He was 38.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or 37 at the time of production.
Right. He looked a little older.
He did, yeah. He looked like he was in his 40s, I thought.
Yeah. Well,
Growing
definitely.
up, at least.
I think he had some gray on in his sideburns. Definitely in Batman Returns. But I don't think Hanks looks 29. I think he looks a little bit older than that in here in this movie. Happy ending. And now they're playing Ode to Joy, which was the theme of Die Hard.
Yeah.
Technically.
Cut to Die Hard. You know.
Let's just watch Die Hard after this. No.
We'll do the mashup. The Ode to Joy mashup between him.
Nice. Oh, I love it. I love the rock and roll moment rendition. Bring all the supporting cast back.
Yep.
The flashbulb.
Yeah, not a huge fan of Shelley Long. I think they could have cast a different actress in this role.
Agreed.
Uh,
Although granted, they probably cast her because she was on Cheers and that was the hottest show on TV at the time.
True.
yeah.
Then in that case, they should have got Joanna
You should
Kearns.
watch some of her other stuff. You should watch Hello Again. You should watch Outrageous Fortune. She's great. She's
Actually, I will say I like like I said I liked her as Carol. I like her as Carol.
she's
That was
charming.
he was good in those, yes. But other than that, I never saw Troop Beverly Hills. I've heard good things.
It's good.
That was one of those movies my sister would. That was one of those movies that that was more my sister's kind of movie.
Okay.
But I was also a huge fan of Cheers. So
Yeah.
I grew up with Cheers. I watched it religiously.
Same.
I just did a rewatch of it not too long ago.
It's not one of my favorites. It's not one of my favorite sitcoms, but I would say it's as far as 80s sitcoms, it's one of the ones that I find watchable.
A retro series that I want to get back into is Taxi.
Oh, incredible show.
I need to rewatch that for sure.
Danny DeVito, Christopher Lloyd, Tony Danza,
Hirsch,
Marilu Henner,
Tony
Andy
Danza,
Kaufman, Carol Kane.
Yep. So many names came out. So many names came out of that show.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Lotka.
Thank you very much.
So good.
Wow. So this movie, I think it holds up. I mean,
It's fun, It's
really is.
if you want to watch something to brighten your day, like pop this on. It's short. It's it's fun.
It was good.
yeah. Chip agrees. Oh,
Chip, you like it? You like the movie? Tom Hanks? You like Tom
Like
Hanks?
the song "The Heart Is So Willing" by Stephen Bishop.
it looks
Two
like
paws
Chip is
up.
talking because Jared, you're off camera, so it just looks like he's it's like a monologue. Oh,
He gives like 2 paws up, and he's like,
it's
"What's
awesome.
up, Chip?"
But
Tiger
yeah,
boy.
I think this is a perfect family movie, actually. Because it's funny, it's heartwarming, it's got good performances.
Yeah, not too raunchy.
You
Yeah.
got set decorator and set dresser George DeVita Sr. and Jr.
Hey,
They're working together. They're a family.
I love the nepotism. But yeah, it's violent, but it's not like overly violent or
It's not violent.
It's more cartoon violence.
maybe that's the wrong
Man
term.
versus nature, but
Yeah,
his house.
I would say it's more cartoon violence.
right, like Home Alone type violence. That's what I meant.
Or Three
It's
Stooges.
a lot
Mischief.
less violent than Home Alone. Nobody gets set on fire in this movie.
Nobody gets shot with a BB gun.
No one.
Well, technically, Hanks does get blown up a bit, but
That's true.
Yeah.
But not just literally set on fire. He doesn't get horribly burned.
no
one
brick
gets hit
to the
in face.
forehead.
He does get hit in the head with a bucket, but not in the face with a paint bucket. He doesn't step on things that are sharp.
Oh man. Now I'm thinking of Hanks as
Marv.
Daniel Stern's character.
Marv.
Is it Marv? Okay. I
I
get
don't know. I feel like maybe a slightly older Hanks could have pulled off Peter McAllister.
Right.
Perhaps. Oh, and that actor was actually in Big. He played the jerk. Who,
Yes, John Hurd.
John Hurd, the late John
Great
Hurd.
John Hurd.
Yeah, he was good.
Home to Kaufman Astoria Studios.
In Queens, baby. Beautiful.
Oh,
So right there.
And
maybe that's where the interiors were.
Yeah.
were shot.
That's awesome.
Or maybe the concert hall, the orchestra, like when they were rehearsing.
Mm.
Maybe.
I've never actually been to Kaufman Studios, but
I've passed by it, but I've never been in there.
Yeah.
I've been to.
I've dropped off my ex-wife there.
Okay, random.
What did she do there?
She's done a lot of extra work.
Cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. And of course, you've got the Moving Image Museum right there.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's where I usually end up.
Yes.
Awesome.
That place was cool.
I love it.
Yeah, I have not been there. Right before the pandemic, I was there for the Jim Henson exhibit,
Oh, same here. That's the last time I was there was for the Henson exhibit.
and Yeah.
I went there the last time was for an event for the 2001: A Space Odyssey exhibit.
Oh,
That-
nice. I wanted to go to
Oh,
that.
actually, I was there. Actually, I was there for both that. Actually, both the Henson exhibit and the 2001 exhibit. They were there at the same time.
Perfect. It's such a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Home away from home. Cool, guys. Well, that's the Money Pit, comedy
It
classic,
is.
1986. Gotta love it. And yeah.
Whoa. Jared actually lives in Seinfeld's apartment. He only puts up the fake Seinfeld apartment, but like now I'm seeing like all those cereals on top of the refrigerator.
Cereal and Urkelos.
Look at that.
Bill and Ted
Nice.
cereal.
And
Is that Adam's Family
Look at that
cereal?
free tape cassette tape.
Excellent.
amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Adam's Family cereal with
Yes.
Uncle Fester
That's
flash.
the flashlight. Yeah.
Yeah. My
That's
favorite is the
Purple.
Urkelos.
Yes.
Batman cereal.
Still-
You got some Batman. And
Oh,
then
that's
I got some regular stuff.
And
That
I
is a
got
lot of
actual
cereal.
Hey, was there any shrimp? Hey, did you find any shrimp in those cinnamon toast crunch?
Any what?
Any shrimp
These are
tails?
actually cinnamon toast churros.
I've heard about those.
It's the same thing, but they're shaped differently.
Nice. Nice, Jared. Thank you for that little tour.
Yeah, no
It's a real tour. Cool.
I bought that cereal like on eBay about 6 years ago. I brought it from New York down to Florida, and it's been sitting on my fridge ever since.
That's awesome. Yeah, Dan Quenqua, our good friend, he has a real Ghostbusters cereal.
Oh, nice. I remember that. Yeah. Do you remember? I have some. I have a little magnets too. I'm not that into cereal. I don't know why I have so much. But, remember this? The Nintendo cereal.
Yeah.
No.
Cereal system. My mom used to get so
Yeah.
mad at me because I only ate the Super Mario side. I hated the Zelda cereal.
The Zelda.
And I'd finish the Mario side and ask for another box. And my mom's like, "You only ate half of it."
Yeah, I
It was
think as far as, like,
divided into two in the
Yeah,
box.
too bad. It was like nerds. It was like
as far as like theme cereal, as far as like tie-in cereals, I think I only remember having Ninja Turtle cereal and Batman Returns cereal.
Mm.
I had the Batman Returns cereal. I still have the Batman Returns board game in my closet, actually. Good stuff.
yeah, I definitely had a bunch of them when I was younger. I always ended up eating Italian foods. I used to always eat the Chef Boyardee Smurfs pasta.
Smurf pasta,
Yeah,
that's
they
the
made
name?
Smurfs.
Or the macaroni and cheese, the macaroni and cheese kits. And they have like dinosaurs or something.
Oh man. Well, hey guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. It's
Yep.
getting a little late, but yeah, I want to just thank all of you guys. This was amazing. Tom Hanks month has officially begun, and we're gonna have a few more screenings in the next couple of weeks. So everybody watching, stay tuned for all of that. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm Randy Unger. This is Unger the Radar presents movie commentaries, and we'll see you next time for the next Tom-mentary. So take care, guys. Thanks so much.
Arrivederci, America.